Yeah.
Is it me
I love
you're
it.
looking for?
No, you just want to cause trouble.
Embarrassing.
Oh, no,
I can't say
That's it. That's it.
Hello and welcome to a very, very, very special episode of The Hurry Up on DAZN, of course. Now, I say this a lot, that it's a special episode because, you know what, majority of the time we're doing a lot of special things, but this one here, we have the FIFA Club World Cup trophy with us.
Wow.
Now, guys, you know what? Obviously, I'm joined with. Sorry, I'm so besotted with the trophy. I forgot about these guys. I'm joined by Ash and George, of course, and you know what? We've got another of our familia, mi familia. Diego, how are you, sir?
Hola, Dre. Hello. How you doing? All good. It's quite impressive, this trophy. And I think that my Atlético de Madrid, Real Madrid, Kylian Mbappé, Antoine Griezmann will be very protagonists this summer.
Honestly, I gotta say, I'm speechless.
Yeah.
This is a piece of work. The shine, if you look close enough, you can see everything else in the reflection. It's that shiny.
It's amazing.
It's an amazing trophy. I've seen nothing like it.
But nobody's won this before. This is, like, we're witnessing a bit of history here, which is absolutely incredible. I can't get over just how beautiful this is. What a moment for us here on Media Row, right?
It's one of the most, well, I think personally,
The most
beautiful trophy
Stunning.
that I've seen.
Absolutely.
Wow. Now, I'm sorry, I know it's NFL week and we've got the Lombardi Trophy, but sorry, sit down, Lombardi Trophy, because
this
this
one point.
here is something else. I'm actually standing here because I cannot trust myself not to touch it.
No, I've got to be the bodyguard.
Yeah, exactly. And so there's mad security around us, so they will drag me off. So there'll just be a mic floating in the air. Now, guys, obviously we are, there is so much talent here. There's so many players here. There's so many people that we're going to speak to. It's offensive day that we're going to be focusing on. And it's funny because obviously, we are very much in awe of this, which you have to score to win, effectively.
Yeah.
Unlike Arsenal.
Wow.
Straight.
He stays taking shots whenever he can.
Normally we can't speak about football. We don't normally speak about football.
But now it's
right
fine.
now because this is here. Now all shots can be taken.
Yeah.
Guys,
Well,
come
we're
on.
Liverpool side, aren't we? This is Liverpool
This is
side.
Liverpool side.
This is the
And let's
Arsenal
go
side.
to
The Spain side.
And then,
Whatever's right.
yeah. Okay, enough of me being mesmerised by this amazing trophy. After we wrapped yesterday, we got to speak to two amazing people in the world of NFL. We want you to check this out. Okay, we are joined by one of my favourite players of all time. He has so many nicknames because he's that good. Player of Lenny, Leonard Fournette, obviously. The Summoner. Do you remember that one?
Yes.
Come on. I still cannot believe it. Obviously, Leonard Fournette, it is amazing to see you here.
sir.
Thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
Man, I'm great. I remember when the last time it was 2017 when we first interviewed.
Yeah. It was a while,
So it was a while back.
Oh, I'm glad you remember.
Yeah.
You see,
Yeah.
for all those people complain about us being on TV all the time and all over social media, it's his fault.
But no, I've been great, man. I'm blessed. Thanks for having me once again.
Of
You know what I'm
course.
saying? I was looking for. I was trying to cut a deal just now.
Oh, yeah, we'll hook you up. Yeah.
Never say never,
Hook
bro.
this man up.
Yeah.
Never
There
say
we go.
never.
got
All
you.
right, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say no more. We're gonna leave right there.
Super Bowl, Lenny.
Yes, sir.
It's only right because it's Super Bowl week. You've been there. You've done that. You got the ring.
Yeah.
We got to hear about what that was like for you to say that you are a Super Bowl champion.
So, man, I could tell you a funny story, man. I'm a big Call of Duty guy, right?
Me too.
So throughout the whole week of preparing for the game, me, my homie, my brother Meek Mill, we've been on a game 24/7.
Wow.
So everybody's like, bro, you not nervous? Like, bro, you got a big game coming up. I'm like, and in my mind, I'm telling them like, man, big time players, like it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? We prepared for any and everything, right? So, I was just so locked in because, that year, you got to think about it. I was cut from Jacksonville. I just had a lot emotionally, I had to prove a point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I had to prove a point. So I was just so locked in when it came to the playoffs and everything else. It didn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, one way to deal with that, some people always ask that question, how do you prepare for games? Some people are nervous.
Yeah.
Some people sit on their own with their headphones and they're lock in. Some people read the Bible. But like you say, you've been there, you got the experience.
Some people are born for it.
Yeah.
You know some people just naturally
That's it.
have it, and a lot of guys don't know how to shine when bright lights hit them. But when you practice and you have faith and consistently you know what you're doing, don't matter.
So obviously, Lenny, playoff Lenny, you know what it's like to take down the Chiefs. I mean, you did it yourself with the Buccaneers on Super Bowl Sunday. What do the Eagles need to do to take down Patrick Mahomes and Chris Jones and everybody on the Chiefs side this Sunday?
I mean, for me, I'd say keep doing what they're doing, man. Their run game is crazy.
Yeah.
Saquon is having a great year. I told him he's going to have a great year when, because we all go through trials and tribulations in our life. And, and what's for you is for you. Nobody can stop that. So just off the strength of me building my relationship with Saquon, and, we both were signed with the same agency back in the day, I'm happy that he's achieving the things he's achieving.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And what I can say to them, if they keep doing their thing, running the ball, come out there and play defense how they're supposed to, it doesn't matter.
Now, I'm going to give a little bit of a light because, I'm a Giants fan who's still bitter about Saquon going. So, and you said you're friends with Meek Mill and obviously Saquon as well. So, therefore, I'm knowing where you're alluding to. So, I'm going to move over to this side.
No.
To the Chiefs.
For me, it's not no picks and chooses because, I'm friends with everybody on each team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, for me, what's for you is for you. It's gonna be a great game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At the same time, people always saying, "Oh man, we're tired of the Chiefs winning."
Yeah.
But at the same time, they did the same thing with Brady. They was tired of Brady winning. Just beat him.
That's it.
They got a way to beat him.
That's
At
right.
the end of the day, it's gonna be a good ass game. Just figure out a way to win.
Yeah. That's all it is. Just figure it out.
Just do it.
Yeah.
When we look at, obviously, Saquon's elite, obviously, I know firsthand. But I want to give a shine to Pacheco.
Yeah.
He's a unique running back. What's your view on him?
I mean, I have a relationship with Pacheco also. He runs hard as hell. He got hurt, but Pacheco's doing his thing. But my biggest thing, man, shout out to my brother Kareem Hunt.
Yes.
Shout out to
real.
Kareem, same drive class.
Yeah.
The things he's doing, he's been doing.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of him. He went through his ups and downs, but he's keep getting better. Hey man, I have nothing else bad to say.
Talk to us about LSU.
Yeah.
We're Louisiana, obviously your name speaks volumes. LSU, Louisiana, all the guys that you guys play with. Talk about that relationship and what it means to you because, like I said, playoff Lenny, it holds weight.
So people may not think, they may not believe this, but LSU down here is bigger than the Saints.
Do you know what? I hear that.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah.
We were in a Saints pub and the LSU merch
LSU's
was
everywhere.
everywhere.
So the time when I was in, and I told Drew this, right? When Drew Brees was playing for the Saints and I was in college, I'm like, Drew, I'm bigger than you. I'm bigger than you. He's like, man, that's weird, huh? I'm like, bro, it's just the culture. LSU is like football heaven.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So me growing up, I never really paid attention to football like that. But as I got into high school and started getting offers and things like that, LSU kind of just took me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
It
just took me away. So by me going to the visits, seeing all the fans, all the support, and me being Louisiana bred, New Orleans bred, I had to go there.
That's
Yeah.
it.
I had to go there.
I mean, LSU breeds just dominant football
And
players.
people don't know,
Yeah.
Tyrann Matthew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On your back.
We went to the same high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, St. Augustine.
We got the same hood.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's arguably two of the best guys to come through there from Louisiana.
Fact.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's just amazing how much of the talent we have down here. You know what I'm saying? I always tell people, who else?
What came
OBJ.
from
Yeah, of course.
OBJ.
I was going to say,
New Orleans,
you got Burrow, yeah.
OBJ, Eli, Peyton Manning, Marshall Faulk. So it's a lot of guys just from New Orleans. I'm not talking about the Louisiana. New Orleans.
Yeah.
Talent is here.
Yeah.
Talent is
Joey
here.
Burr as well.
Yeah. But I mean, tell us again. So this isn't the first time, obviously, that New Orleans has hosted a Super Bowl. What makes this city so special when it comes to Super Bowl Sunday? Because, I mean, we've had the opportunity to kind of have a little sneak peek around town and everything. The excitement is real. There's like there's electricity in the air. There's a buzz. But what makes New Orleans so special when it comes to Super Bowl?
Culture.
Fact.
Yeah.
The people, The food.
Oh, yeah.
Like, ooh, what you had? What you?
My favorite?
Yeah.
Gumbo.
Okay.
Yeah, we had
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely love it.
Grandma
But-
special.
Yeah.
Which one did we get? Chicken gumbo? Etouffee as
Etouffee?
well. That was
Etouffee,
good.
yeah, that was
good.
really nice,
Crab
yeah.
claw, all that was good.
Yeah,
But
beignets,
listen,
yeah.
we had that today. Let me tell you right now, I need 2, 3, 4, 5. They
I just need them home with
So
me.
this is what
Yeah.
I do. I have one of my homies. He owns the clothing line called the BE Boys.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll hook you up with some stuff.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm just like-
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
We need that.
This is why I
But,
just need that.
but like I said, it's the culture, man. It's the South, so we're loving. People love us. I don't know why. I don't know why. Maybe it's the energy.
No, it is.
There is
Yeah.
energy for sure, yeah.
Everyone's like when people say nice to you, it's like say hello to you
Yeah.
here. It's like you say hello back.
Yeah.
It's like, but obviously, if you're from London or New York or
So
something,
New York different. Like,
why you saying hello to me?
I'm like, what's up? I'm like, I guess it's not Southern hospitality though.
Yeah,
So,
man.
So, Sunday's coming,
Yeah.
halftime show.
Yeah.
What track do you want to hear from Kendrick Lamar?
What
What should he start with? Let's say.
What should he start with?
Oh, that's a good one.
Just to get it out the way. Not like us.
You think so?
Really?
That's two. That's
Stop.
we've had two now.
Just to
Yeah.
get it out the way.
No, you just want to cause trouble.
Hey, it's
I thought that was one to
picked for a
close.
reason.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
You don't
That's a
think you
good
should
point.
leave that to last?
That's what I was thinking.
Nah.
Or
Nah.
just get
Open
in?
it.
Get,
Yeah.
because a lot of people don't know too much about Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So I think he should get the song that everyone's familiar with,
All
then
right.
go to
Some of
Don't
the
Kill
other
My
ones, yeah.
Vibe. You know, you
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
go
yeah.
back
Big
to
tune,
yeah,
big tune.
yeah, go back to the old
Drake,
stuff.
don't be asking any or coming at.
I'm a
Clever
DM
Lenny.
you, Drizzy. You gonna be all right.
Don't call him the summoner for no reason. Leonard Fournette, I appreciate you, brother. Great to
Thank you,
spend
bro.
time with you, and
Appreciate
thank
it.
you for everything you've
Thank
done
you.
from
No,
us.
hugger.
Oh,
Yeah.
see what I'm
Oh.
saying?
Yeah,
See, Southern hospitality.
Leonard
Yes.
Fournette since 2016 when we first started this thing. So we appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate
Thank
y'all.
you.
Appreciate it,
Thank
bro.
you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Wow, what an amazing conversation with an A-star player, Super Bowl winner, playoff Lenny.
Honestly,
Come on, guys, how lucky are we?
it don't get better than that. You know when you have an opinion of someone before you meet them and you've been told what they're like? He checked every single box. Humble, down to earth, real, genuine, engaging. Playoff Lenny, Super Bowl Lenny, Leonard Fournette. He is the real deal, man. It was
Yeah.
great.
I always find like when you meet people like that who are everything and then some, like you want to root for them as a person. Like he could be on a rival team, but
yeah.
you just be like, hey, I want you to score a touchdown or I want you to do well.
Yeah.
But playoff Lenny, man, he had some great stories as well.
Yeah.
This is kind of up there on my list of like a career high for us. Do you know what I mean? But I mean, how did you feel, Dre? I know you were fanboying a little bit there, weren't you?
You know what was really nice? It was touching that he remembered, like, when we first started to work in the world of NFL, and he was one of the first people that I got to speak to, and for him to remember that was like an amazing thing. So, and the fact that from another point of view, he remembers the nickname that Carl Brandt called him, the Summoner.
It's
Yes,
crazy.
the
That's just
Summoner.
so sick.
Can we also just mention as well, like obviously we did it off camera, but who can just pull out their phone like that and contact someone as legit as
Tell him those stories.
Meek Mill? All right, so we're talking off camera. He's chilling with us. This is how cool he was, right? We're just chilling, talking, and he's like, "Oh, you know what? You guys have good energy. Should we get someone else on the show?"
Yeah.
We're like, "Who are you thinking?" He's like, "You like Meek Mill?" We're like, "Sorry, what?"
Or our jaws
Meek Mill
hit the
dropped the floor.
Yeah.
And then he proceeds to pull out his phone and FaceTime Meek Mill there and then, and we're just having a
But Meek
quick
just
conversation.
picks up.
Me picks up, and then so he just appears on the screen. It's absolutely amazing. Listen, there's so much stuff that another time we're gonna tell you all behind the scenes.
I will say he's a big fan of Top Boy as well. This is like everything about playoff Leonard Fournette.
Exactly. We even did a great
Friend of the show now.
A great impression as well.
Yeah.
Of, you got my food, bro. Anyway, we're gonna move on to another serial Super Bowl winner
Yes.
who's blessing the table. Another person to make us feel not only small in careers, small
No, but
in
in size.
person as well.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like ridiculous. So here is Ed McCaffrey. Okay, the big stars keep on coming.
They do.
We've been blessed with NFL royalty. He's already showing us this amazing ring that I can't stop looking at at all. Ed McCaffrey, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
I love that.
That
This
bling is
little
blinging.
thing, you know?
Oh,
yeah.
This little
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I'm telling you, that is something else. How are
Pretty
you?
impressive. I'm doing great, thank you. Yeah, this is like a reunion for me out here.
Yeah.
Every year I run into former teammates, former coaches, guys I played against, and so it's a really exciting week.
1, 2, 3 Super Bowls. I mean, that's not something we get to experience often. Speaking to someone like yourself, the ring is there. I'm blinded by it. It's in my vision. A quick word on having 3 Super Bowl rings under your belt.
Well, fun fact, I own 4 Super Bowl
You
rings.
own 4.
But this one was given to me because I was part of the radio broadcast team for the Denver Broncos in Super Bowl 50.
Oh, wow.
So I got one with the 49ers, Super Bowl
That's
29
right.
as a player, Super Bowl 32, 33 as a player.
Yep.
And then for 5 years, I called games on the radio with my radio broadcast partner, Dave Logan, former NFL player, voice of the Broncos. And John Elway was the general manager and decided to give the radio broadcast team
Wow.
Super Bowl rings. So John Elway got me my 2nd, 3rd, and 4th
Oof.
Super Bowl ring. I'm very appreciative.
Of course.
Yeah, a ring.
But they get
That is.
they get bigger every year.
I was
They
looking
get
like,
bigger every year.
whoever can give me one of those,
Yeah.
I'm happy to come to you.
Yeah, I forget I'm even wearing.
Nah, it's all good.
Love it. I mean, it's literally the size of my face. I'm obsessed.
It is pretty huge.
No, it is.
It is clunky. It's hard to do anything with it, really. But I figured it's Super Bowl week, right? Go big
Right.
or go home.
That's it.
You've got to rep it.
Yes.
But so obviously you've been on the field and then in the broadcast studio and stuff as well. What is it like kind of having that experience kind of on both sides when it comes to NFL Super Bowls?
It was a lot of fun. I love watching football, talking about football, coaching football. If I could have played football forever, I would have.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed calling games. I did it for 5 years, and then my sons, as fate would have it, loved football and were able to play in college, and a lot of them played in the NFL.
Yeah.
And so I really wanted to be part of their lives and watch them play.
Yeah.
And so I stepped out of the broadcast booth, but I really enjoyed doing it. I do a show once a week on the radio with SiriusXM, and it allows me to watch all the NFL games every week because I have to do my research, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it gives me a good excuse to watch football.
And what's it like as well for football to be running in your family? That must be something quite special to be able to watch
Yeah.
your kids. Yeah.
Selfishly, it's fun for me because I love football. But Lisa and I decided not to sign him up for football until they asked. So our oldest son, Max, when he was 9 years old, and they start football when you're 6 in Colorado.
Yeah.
But he asked when he was 9, his friends were playing, and we wanted to make sure we didn't stand in the way of them playing if they asked and wanted to play, but we certainly weren't going to sign him up unless they asked. But Max was a great big brother, and once his little brother saw him playing, they all wanted to play as well, and they love the sport. They love being part of a team. They love being part of something bigger than themselves. They're not thinking life lessons like we talk about now, right? Oh, you learn about hard work and adversity and teamwork and being part of something bigger than yourself and working towards a common goal. They don't think about that. They just think it's really fun to hit people.
Yeah.
It's really it's
No, I love
really
it.
fun.
It is,
Really fun to score touchdowns, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so they played it for a long time, and 2 of them are still playing. One of them's coaching.
Yeah.
And it's been a great experience. And luckily, my wife Lisa loves football too, because it would be tough for her. if she didn't.
That would
I will come home after watching a bunch of games and being exhausted and doing the show, and I'll walk in on her, and guess what she's got on TV? She's got a football game.
Yeah.
And she'll say, well, it's Christian's friend who's playing for this. I'm like, yeah, we know someone on every team. Like, you don't have to make an excuse. I like football too, but don't let her fool you. If she ever says, well, I got to live in a house with 4, 5 boys, really, and all you guys do is watch football, she's probably the biggest football
She
fan.
loves it. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So, all right, okay, for those who want to know what it's like to win a Super Bowl, can you remember, like, your feeling of, like, when the game was called, ticker tape was flying? Talk me through it.
Yeah, I had a wild journey because I played for the New York Football Giants. I got drafted right after they had just won a Super Bowl, and I'm thinking, we're going to win another Super Bowl. How cool is it that I get drafted by a team that's going to win a Super Bowl? But it didn't work out that way. Our coach stepped down, went through some coaching changes. Some of the older players, because we were the oldest team in the league, retired. Lawrence Taylor, Phil Simms, Carl Banks, all these great players. O.J. Anderson were all, at the end of their careers. So 3 coaches in 3 years for the most part, a lot of different quarterbacks, a lot of different players. A new coach came in and didn't think they needed me on the team.
Right.
So I got the call. I got cut, right? It's like, oh, nah. I didn't think I'd ever get cut. I had all my goals written down, all the records I was going to set and things I was going to do. And then I was cut. And I made a decision at that moment that I wanted to play for a team that had a chance to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So there were a handful of teams still interested. Camps had already started. And I thought, you know what? The San Francisco 49ers have a chance to win a Super Bowl. So I asked my agent to get me a tryout, and I went to try out with them. They had 14 receivers in camp. When I first got there, they put me in a room with like 8 other receivers in bunk beds. And this is in the NFL, and I'm like, I had to go up to Coach Seifert, who's won 2 Super Bowls, great head coach, and say, look, if you don't want me here, that's fine. But like, I'm serious about making the team. I'm not going to get any sleep with a bunch of roommates. And I thought I was going to get cut again. I'm like, I'm going to get cut the second day that I'm here. But thank goodness William Barton Floyd was holding out. He ended up being my roommate, but he was holding out. So I got my own room for a little while. But Jerry Rice and John Taylor were the starters. We had 2 other guys that were on the team the year before. 14 receivers in camp. This is a really good team. Every day I had to compete against Deion Sanders to prove what I could do. Because he ended up being the Defensive Player of the Year that year. Steve Young, our quarterback, was the Offensive Player of the Year. We ended up winning the Super Bowl. But just to make that team, I had to compete against some very good players and beat out some very good players. So there was no guarantee I was going to make the team. But that was my goal. I want to make this team because I think we have a chance to win a Super Bowl. At one point, I sprained my ankle. I'm like in the training room every morning. They're rubbing emu oil on it to try to get the inflammation to go away. Down. And then Larry Kirksey, our receivers coach, was working with me before breakfast, before lunch, before dinner, after meetings, trying to get me caught up to speed to learn every receiver's position. And it was a tough training camp. And after a while, I was pressing a little bit. But I remember walking out to the field in Rockland, California. It's like 122 degrees. It's hot in Rockland. It's like in the desert. And my ankle's wrapped up in a cast. And I'm like, I'm backing up Jerry Rice. Obviously not going to beat him out this year, right? And I'm going against Deion Sanders every day. And it wasn't looking good. Like, I'm thinking I might not make this team. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I just started kind of laughing to myself. I don't know if you've ever been in that situation, but it's like, look, man, it can't get any harder.
Yeah, this is it. All right.
And so you know what? Forget yesterday. Forget making the team. Forget everything. I just want to be the best player I can be today. I want to beat Deion on one slant route today. That's my only goal. I'm not looking, and I think there's real value in living for today. Carpe diem, seize the day. I'm not looking past this practice. And I felt myself stand up straighter, walk a little taller. My ankle didn't hurt as much. I'm like, wow, it was just that mental
shift. Right?
And from that moment on, I became a better football player. Ended up making the team. We won a Super Bowl, made lifelong friends, got my first ring. I was a backup, though, so it was different than in Denver. In Denver, I was a starter, and in Denver, we had never won a Super Bowl. In San Francisco, that was the 5th Super Bowl that the team had won, and the guys on the team had already won Super Bowls. So it was like second fiddle for them. But then for me, it was my first ring. So as a back, there was a moment in the game where Jerry hurt his shoulder.
And you're thinking,
and he had to go to the locker room. And guess who goes in? We only had 4 receivers. I was Jerry's backup. I go in, I get a quick catch. And in my mind, I'm going to Disney World. Like, I'm about to set some records. But Jerry, as tough as he was, came back. And then that was my one catch. And I had a tackle on special teams. But it was such a thrill to be on that team and play with so many great players and be part of my first Super Bowl championship with my teammates. And then, Mike Shanahan was our offensive coordinator. He noticed how hard I worked in practice, gave me a shot to become a starter in Denver, and we won 2 more. So 3 Super Bowls in 5 years.
My goodness.
But in Denver, right, Super Bowl 32, the first Super Bowl championship in the history of the Denver Broncos, John Elway, after coming so close, got to win the Super Bowl. My favorite play of my whole career was the last play of the game in Super Bowl 32. We lined up in the victory formation. I'm in the backfield behind John Elway just in case somebody slaps the ball out from our center. Unlikely, but it could happen. And I'm just looking at the clock, looking at John, looking at the clock, and it's taken forever. That moment is frozen in time for me. I think about it every day. Because it seemed like it took so long for it to happen. But when John took the knee and turned around,
you knew.
Tears of joy, laughing, crying, a lifetime of working towards that goal. And to be part of the first Super Bowl championship in the history of an organization is life-altering. It was my favorite play in my whole career.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it. It's such a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate being
Much
on the show.
appreciated.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
again. Come on, guys. How amazing was that as well?
I can't get over this family's genes. Like, the DNA that the McCaffreys have is insane. And I've never felt so small stood next to a man in my life.
He's a big guy.
This guy is big,
Not only is he big, but the ring that he had on his hand was big. See, I thought he had 3 Super Bowl rings, but it turns out he has 4. It's unbelievable. You don't get that kind of blessing to sit with someone who's won Super Bowls. And the story that he told, unbeatable.
Like, these hits keep on coming and coming and coming.
They do.
I'm so excited to, like, just literally people walking past us. We just had Ed Mead walk past us.
But guys, listen, we're going to have a little bit more of an offensive focus today. We have got some juicy people coming over to the table. So guys, let's check it out.
Okay, we are back with another special talent. Now, I'm going to say this, you're going to see why. Because not only is my friend, our friend of the show, Stephen Weatherly, who's come to join us, a talented NFL player. But also, we're going to do something a little bit different. I told you we don't do things regular here. So Stephen has said to me that he is a what's my name?
Rubik's Cube.
Rubik's Cube. Okay, I was going to bring that out too. Rubik's Cube expert. So, you know what we got to do? We want you to show and prove.
Okay.
So during this interview, where we're going to be asking you all sorts of questions, you can assemble this.
All right.
Which I can't do even if you give me 2 hours.
Okay.
But we're going to go now. So how are you, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm in New Orleans yet again. Have y'all had beignets?
Yes.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Love it.
Is there some kind of secret recipe for them things? Because we had one yesterday, and I instantly fell in love.
Yeah.
Like, what's so special about them? Why are they so damn good?
Honestly, I think it's all about how it's prepared. Someone's got it, and they've shared it with everyone. We love Cafe Du Monde every time I come down, but we got a place called Watermelon and Chicken. And Chicken and Watermelon, we had their beignets, and they were still top notch, like really, really good. So
Yeah, you ain't lying. You ain't lying. You ain't lying.
Stephen, so I know before we hit record, you mentioned obviously your love of London.
Yeah.
And you go there a lot. And obviously you told us a little story about how you met up with F.A. Abada, also a good friend of the show.
Yeah.
But Stephen, I mean, what makes kind of the UK and London kind of so special actually for you?
So the first time I went was in 2020 for my birthday with my friends, and honestly, it was like a really, really good experience for me, just like emotionally. A whole bunch of personal things happened. Like, it was the first time I went out and walking down the street, someone stopped me and called me attractive, which hadn't happened in the States. Yeah, right?
Like, what?
So I was like,
I'm going to hang out with you.
and so, yeah, it was just all those type of experiences, seeing culture, seeing diversity, a bunch of different people. I'm from Atlanta. And so the South is the South. And so to see just so many different people moving, grooving, I just loved it. And so that's why I love London. So I try to go as much as possible.
You know what I noticed definitely about being down south is that everyone is just so nice. I'm not saying anything bad about New Yorkers. You know how you be.
Yes, they do know. And they take pride in it. Along with Philly fans, those Eagles fans are something different too. So.
Talking about fans of the sport, we were still talking about the sport a little bit more. Obviously, playing in the NFL is no easy thing. What shocked you when you joined the NFL? Something that you weren't expecting. What one thing shocked you and took you by surprise?
You work so hard in life to get to a status to buy things. Now people just give them to you for free. And I thought that was also super interesting. But yeah, that was the one thing that really threw me off guard when it came to the NFL.
Yeah.
How much stuff they give you for free once you get to the place of buying it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, other than that, people are like really cool, really kind. A lot of people get caught up in their heads, but other than that, everyone's just trying to make their thing happen.
Trying to make their mark and extract that longevity, I guess.
Yes.
And so, Stephen, tell us as well, is there kind of a standout moment so far in your career that you've kind of had to take a step back and or a little pinch me moment that you're able to share with us at all?
On the field was great. I really had a story that was drafted in the 7th round.
By the Vikings, wasn't it?
Yep, drafted.
Rival.
Picked 220. Oh, we all make mistakes. It's all good.
I love it. It's usually me that gets it.
There's no way.
Oh, it's in South London as well. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
So, yeah, drafted 227 to the Minnesota Vikings and got cut my first year, put on practice squad, earned my way back to the active roster first year, second year core teamer, third year rotational, fourth year started a couple games. Next year after that, signed to a new team. So I went all the way through everything. So the biggest thing on the field was the first time I was a starter at home in Minnesota and they called my name and I ran out and my mom was there. It's that was really dope. And then off the field, I do a lot of work with mental health And one of the biggest things I got to do was talk about suicide prevention with an Indian reservation in Arizona, which has one of the highest suicide rates in the nation. It's staggering. And so I got the opportunity to go down there and share my personal story with my suicide attempt back in high school. And it really resonated with the people, and they got a positive response. And so off the field, definitely that moment. On the field, my first time starting. And knowing that my mom was there. Yeah.
That's great. That is great, because I feel like that moment on the field is something you'll always cherish, but it's also important to talk about the other side of football, the mental health, because that is part of life as well. So that is a great story for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I think you're quite an inspirational person, a very inspirational person, because at the end of the day, is that, as I said off camera, like, people see players as players, they don't actually see them as human beings sometimes. So it's just like, oh, that person messed up, they never should play again.
Yeah.
It's like, that person has a family, that person's moved town.
Exactly.
So, that person's kids have to adjust to being in the new city each time as well. So as much as I get angry about my New York Giants, I still do remember that, these people are human beings as well.
What's crazy is also, when coming in, I wasn't a huge football guy, so this was never my dream growing up. I watched Animal Planet, Discovery Channel. I was the captain of my high school chess and robotics club. You know what I'm saying? So I went to school to be an engineer. I just happened to be like 6'4", run super fast, like built for one thing in particular. So I used it to get to the next level, because we didn't have money growing up. And so to live that life and that dream was like crazy, but I definitely thought it was surreal. But now I run my foundation, which is more of my passion. And like football has opened that door for me. So I'm like always super appreciative for it.
Right, let's get to the game. Now, I am rooting solely for the Chiefs. These guys are anti-Chiefs the majority of the season. They've been flip-flopped, especially when we had the owners come and sit here with the Chiefs. They were playing real nice then. But
Says the Giants fan.
I'm a Giants fan, so I have... We weren't stalling. We weren't stalling at all. I'm telling you now. Look at this. Look, he did it.
My wife's looking at me.
Oh,
she disappointed.
We're giving you all the time. You still, no, you still did it quicker than majority.
Yeah, literally. I'd never do it.
Just lastly, because obviously we know you're really busy. Everyone wants to speak to you, and everyone's going to want you to do this again and again. You'll be doing this all day.
I don't mind.
Like, give us your take on the game. Who's going to win and why?
The Eagles are going to win. There are two guys from Vanderbilt that I played with there, Oren Burks and Kari Blasingame. I think they're just great guys in general, rooting for them. Oren was in the Super Bowl last year against the Chiefs with the 49ers. He's back again with the Eagles. And so, fly, Eagles, fly.
You know what, now he's just said this. Now, we stuck this on beforehand, so he was just messing around. No, he didn't really do it.
No, what's crazy is someone, I'll never forget when I tried to get scammed with a Rubik's Cube, like the last story, and they used to have stickers on them. And someone came and was, I bet you can't solve this. I was like, put money on it, $10. It was like in high school. And then I'm working on it, and I realized, like, yo, something's not going right. And I realized they switched the stickers.
No.
So I switched them back and then solved it and gave it to him. And I was like, you got to admit that you lied.
All right, Stephen, it has been a pleasure. And this is our first time we've had someone do a Rubik's Cube live, in direct, whilst being interviewed. Sir, you are a man of many talents. Appreciate you, man. Thank you very much.
I much appreciate it.
You know what? My family, I brought him in again because you know what, you guys loved him so much the first time we brought him back.
I'm just here to say, hello.
Yeah.
Is it me
I love
you're
it.
looking for?
I love it.
Santa, yes.
Oh,
How are you,
Giants, we gotta
Jason?
stick together. Sometimes you just gotta sing. Just to make yourself feel better about the season.
Jason, you know what? Remember that you was a pre coming over here.
Okay.
You warned us and you said how busy it's going to be.
Yeah.
Please, can you tell the people, because we can't show them all around the place.
Yeah.
Not now. Well, we will in our little behind the scenes thing. Describe to them about the atmosphere and who's around us.
It's active. Let me tell you something. It's like a good party. You walk in and you want to be there.
Yeah.
That's what this is. You walk in, you see everybody. Everybody's talking. Everybody's having a good time. You're seeing top players getting interviewed, former players, current players. You see all the top networks around the world here. So y'all are here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, shucks.
Come on. This is how we
we got a
roll.
little VIP.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all are here in the hot corner. But yeah, it's energy, you know? That's the best way to describe it. And being a former player who's been around this for a lot of years, I love the growth every single year. You know, you like to see how important it is to the world that they are here. You know, it's not only, you know, sports organizations. but you're seeing everything. I'm looking at something I'm not even going to mention, but predominant magazines that talk about things that aren't sports. They are here. And that is the key. That's why this is important, because this is an event.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what this is. It's an event, and you have to be here. It's one of those things, if you're not here, you missed out on the best party in town.
That's right. And on that good segue right there, we talk about the event, the big event. J-Bell, let me ask you this. In your time here so far, I mean, you've probably spoken to a number of different people. What kind of vibe are you getting in terms of the big game from the people? Which way is it leaning? What are people saying? What are they talking about?
People are conflicted.
Ooh, okay.
There's a lot of conflict in how they're feeling, because you have a lot of people like myself who are looking at the people on the top of the mountain, the Mahomes magic, Money Mahomes, the dynasty, and they're thinking, how can they be dethroned? But yet you're looking at this team on the other side where you just see talent. And so all your analysis is telling you, well, this is the better team and they should win and this is their moment. And then you think about football. What is it about? It's about situations. It's about understanding your current circumstances. How do you handle that? And when you look at it, you think, there's a team that's done it before.
Yeah.
They've been successful. And how do you go against them? Yeah. So all this is playing in people's mind while they try to make a decision. And as I just talked to you for about 35 seconds, I have confused myself again.
I knew where he was going.
We're flip-flopping.
Once again, I don't know where I am.
Yeah.
So this is the beauty of this game. This is why the anticipation is real. And we can go into the weeds with it. But when you just look at it on the surface level, you're thinking of two teams that operate differently. But one of them, when you talk about the major position in football, the quarterback position, you're looking at a guy and you're saying, how can he be stopped? Yeah. And who can do it?
Yeah.
This might be the team.
Maybe, but I mean, so George and me especially, we've been speaking to a lot of New Orleans natives. Not surprisingly, they're not really too fussed on who wins. They just want to see a good game, but a lot of them are rooting for Saquon to have a great game, and I think that's the vibe here. I think a lot of people are also forgetting that this is D-Hop's first time at a Super Bowl. Like, I'm excited for him to be here too, because he's had a stacked career. But J-Bell, obviously, it's New Orleans. I think of New Orleans, I do kind of think of the Super Bowl. What is it kind of like for the people at home who never been here before? What's the vibe in the city like? Why is New Orleans so special when it comes to a Super Bowl?
Well, I want to bring you in on something personal.
Oh, I like it.
Oh, I'm leaning in.
And it's the way my stomach feels right now, because the food is outstanding.
You said it.
We speak about the food non-stop, yeah.
The food is unbelievable.
Yeah.
What a place full of culture, right? That's what it's all about. I went to a jazz show last night. It was unbelievable. I felt like I was getting a taste of history. Yeah. Then I ate a po' boy sandwich, man. Oh my God, I ate 2 of them. It was aggressive. Everything's been fried. It's been great. I ate 1 piece of salad. That's it. That's it. This is what Super Bowl is all about. Can you feel what it's like in a city? Yeah. What makes it special? What makes it unique, right? You tap into that. You explore that all week. All the parties, all the people you get to talk to, all of these great people from around the world that what's the common thing we love? This game. Yeah. That's the key, right? We come together for that. But then you talk about this game we get to watch on Sunday, right? You get all that fun in during the week, but my goodness, the storylines, the anticipation because of that. This is what makes it so fun, and this city is built for the Super Bowl.
Yes.
You know what? I am ready again. No, you guys, every person we get on this set comes and hypes up this game even more, and I just cannot wait. We're gonna skip all this stuff and just get to the game. You know what? And if you see my eyes moving around, it's because you're seeing big player after big player.
There's a lot of stuff
Drew
going on.
Brees just literally walked past the camera. I'm sorry. This is amazing. We do this for you guys, the fans. We appreciate all the love that you're giving us and getting us here. But we are fans as well. So, Jason, I know you got a busy schedule. Well, I'm gonna try and get you back on again to nail your mask to the Chiefs, because we do not want the Eagles to win. I keep on saying, I wanted to beat the brakes off of
Your
Barkley.
Eagle hate is so real. It's so apparent. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I played in that conference for a long time, but I don't have that much beef with them. I don't have that much beef.
I need therapy next week.
Goodness,
next week. This week.
We got to talk you through this. We got time.
Okay, we have brought a big gun. Ash hates me saying it, but you deserve that title. Donovan McNabb is now officially part of the Hurry Up family on the Zone. Let's do this.
Let's go.
Yes. How are you, sir?
Oh, doing outstanding. I like that.
I like it.
There you go.
I'm definitely loving your accent more than everyone else's who's trying.
I appreciate it.
How are you doing? Obviously, it's crazy here.
Yeah.
Tell people like what the atmosphere is like.
You know what? This is an opportunity for a lot of the alums to come back and see some old familiar faces, fulfill your obligations. But more importantly, it's seeing old faces, people in the media, you know, obviously football, families, and our fraternity. So we're all just kind of either we kept in touch, we followed how the families are doing, kids are growing, or guys that we just haven't seen. And so, you know, it was always good around this time because you know you're going to run into a bunch of people to just kind of, you know, hey, find out what's new, how the kids, what's on the agenda, maybe meet up later for a drink, you know, whatever it may be. But this is the time where we look forward to for a lot of us alums.
Talking about an agenda, we're here for a reason, right? It's Super Bowl week. We're in New Orleans. It's a great place to be. You've been in this situation before with the Eagles. You played in the Super Bowl. Not a lot of people can say they've done that.
True.
How will some of the players on the Eagles side of the field be feeling right now?
Well, we got to remember, for a lot of them, this is their second opportunity.
That's right.
And for a lot of the young guys who wasn't a part of it, meaning the guys that were drafted last year or 2 years ago, whatever it may be, so this is new to them. And so I've always said that the best thing that happens to a lot of NFL players that are playing in the Super Bowl is the week before.
Right.
Because you get a chance to just end the ticket situations, hotels, travel, you get that all out the way, and now you can focus on football. So this week has just kind of been business as usual. It's usually, I would say, hours before the game where it starts to hit you again.
Right.
Because now you're pulling up to the site, you're seeing the fans, you're getting to the locker room, you're looking at your locker, you see the patch, you know, and then now you go out for warm-ups, and it's kind of like you're going to start to see a lot of the guys who have never been here start looking up, and, you know, and it's like, hey, stay focused, stay focused. But, you know, the experience that I went through with this, it was fun. It was competitive, but we knew a little bit about New England, obviously, playing against each other a bunch. And then now it's like we see them on the stage, and it's like everybody's ready to tear each other's head off.
I mean, Donovan, your career has been stacked. I mean, it's difficult to kind of think, what question do we ask? Where do we even start from? But what I'm kind of interested to know is, what do you think is going through Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts' minds right now? Because obviously, regardless if it's the Super Bowl that we wanted or not, depending on who you support, we're in for a historical game on Sunday. So, I mean, from a quarterback's perspective, I know that you obviously feel pressure at that position, because obviously, you know, the team is riding with you. But I mean, what's kind of going through their minds?
Well, you know, they're two different individuals. One has been here and won 3 already. The other's trying to get his first.
That's right.
And this being his second opportunity. And so for Patrick, I think Patrick understands, because of the different ways he's approached it in the other ones, of now how to handle it. And I think for Patrick, it's more of like business as usual. So he's probably just kind of going through his motion of, hey, studying, watching film, going over the game plan, talking with the coach. It's over, boom, let me go take a nap. You know what I mean? Let's check what the kids is doing. Hey, how's the wife? Blah, blah, blah. Let's take a nap. Like, and it's kind of like, okay, Jalen, on the other hand, is probably going through the same, but then he's understanding, okay, I got to eliminate mistakes. I've got to do this. Okay, make sure, okay, I see this. Okay, any other keys that I need to be focused in on. And that's kind of his approach, which after it's all, he's now like Patrick. Okay, let me take a nap, let me chill, let me keep it business as usual, but still, I want to make sure I'm having fun. And so,
Donovan, this here is visual proof that Eagles and Giants can get along. You know, somewhat. Yeah, I can see your face now. No, I know you're going to say something slick. I know.
So, are you a Giants fan?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's it. End of the interview. That's it.
I'm sorry. Sorry, Charlie Murphy. I'm sorry.
Giants, please. Help me. Because
They've been trying. They've been trying. Haven't yet succeeded.
I'm moving off of this quick because you know what? Go Chiefs. Anyway. I've been wearing everyone's jersey. The whole roster. Let me find out your schedule. Right. So I'm gonna spring something on you and the rest of these guys.
Okay.
Because you know what? Because we have you as a special guest, I'm gonna give you the honor of choosing the hurry up quarterback of the year MVP.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. So
This is Donovan McNabb's one, by the way, before you guys come at us.
hurry up quarterback of the year?
Yeah.
I would say the hurry up quarterback of the year would be. It doesn't have to be these two, right?
No.
Anyone from the league.
It
Yeah.
definitely
Jaden Daniels.
Okay, I like it.
We had him on our list.
We did have him on the list.
Okay.
I like it.
Jaden Daniels will be Offensive Rookie of the Year. Took his team to the NFC Championship from a team that people picked, I think, to finish third or possibly fourth in the division. That says a lot. And so Patrick had a good year. It wasn't a great year. Joe Burrow is one of the top on y'all list. He had a great year, but didn't make it to the playoffs. Justin Herbert had a decent year, didn't really fare well. Josh Allen is a guy that's probably, I'm sure, in that top three for you guys.
Yeah.
He had a great year and went to the AFC Championship. Lamar Jackson, who probably is, again, in that top 3 or 4 for y'all. But I would just pick Jaden Daniels because it was unexpected.
Yeah.
From what we've seen from Jaden, and I think it should be glorified of the year he had.
So sticking on the theme of quarterback, right?
Yeah.
You play the position, you know what it's about. What one thing do you think perhaps fans of the sport like ourselves and everyone watching don't understand about what it takes to be a quarterback in the National Football League?
The rigorous regimen of being the first in the building, last in the league.
Okay.
The game planning. You know, the faxes that, well, I don't know if now in today's they have fax machines, but I used to get faxes on Tuesdays.
Okay.
Get the fax on Wednesday. Get a fax on Thursday of just the future game planning for the next day, so that I'm coming in well prepared before anyone else gets it.
Okay.
So that's between me, the offensive coordinator, and the head coach. So I'm going over plays before practices even start.
Wow.
And so I'm all pretty prepared as if we're installing it now, but we'll install it tomorrow. And so that particular thing of me getting to the building by 6:30, 7 o'clock, getting a workout in before our first meeting, go to the first meeting, go through the day, stay after, get dinner, go back upstairs and watch film while everybody leaves. I don't leave probably till about 6:30, get home, and then I get a chance to relax, blah, 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 boom, fax machine comes. And, you know, so
relentless.
It's a lot of work. I mean, because it's our job.
Yeah.
It's our job. And in order for you to play at an elite level, you got to be real prepared and get out there and have fun.
Donovan, you know what? You know you got a busy schedule, so we do appreciate the time that you spent with us. Last question now. I'm going to ask you if you've changed it. I know these two are riding with who I don't want you to ride with.
What is it again?
Go Chiefs. Who is going to win this game? Last question.
Philadelphia Eagles 30-27.
You see,
that's close.
prediction.
I like that.
It's going to be a close game.
Yeah.
It's going to be a close game. 30-27. Jalen Hurts is the MVP.
Ooh.
I think Saquon gets close to 100.
Okay.
And then if there's a possible second option, I think Devontae Smith has like 6-7 catches for about 90, 95 yards.
Okay.
Possibly 100.
Well, back in the real world.
And Saquon has a great game in the Philadelphia Eagles uniform.
That's right.
Well, you know what? I'm hoping that some reality is sprinkled on your team, but you know what? Most importantly,
you just sprinkle good juice on it.
No,
we
no good
appreciate
juice.
it. No, I said good juice. Yeah, thank you.
only bad things.
You like us. Say Philadelphia. You want the
I
Philadelphia.
like you. You're the only thing I like about that team. Thank you so much for spending some time with
Hey,
us.
listen, I appreciate being on here with you guys. I love your accent.
Thank you.
Love you guys' questions.
We appreciate
You
it.
invite her accent more
Yeah.
than
Because I sound better than you, okay?
And then you said you were a Giants fan.
Yeah, we don't want to know
We
that.
just, we
I'm
just
going to
dismissed you.
I'm not really here.
Like y'all did Saquon.
Embarrassing.
I can't say
That's it. That's it.
What an amazing day. This is like, I'm forgetting what day it is at the moment because it's just like I am
Yeah.
fully immersed in NFL world.
I'm trying to stay in the moment and embrace every second
Yeah.
because this is just phenomenal. I can't get over it. What
It's
day?
really hard because you get one big hitter, then you get another big hitter, then another big hitter. It just never ends.
Can't process it.
And, and you know what? Remember, like we're fans just like you, so
That's
you know,
it.
we feel the goosebumps and we
Yeah.
are starstruck. Like, you know, obviously, we have people behind this camera walking past us that we've dreamed to be able to see in person. So, you know, this is going to
It's a
keep on
blessing.
coming. We're just
Yeah.
going to keep on. No matter how tired we are,
Oh, no, power through.
we're going to power through
That's
because
it.
we're very lucky to be here because we're representing you,
Facts.
the NFL fans. But you know what? It's red carpet night tonight.
Ooh.
So I'm going to go to the NFL Honors. You guys are going to go to another special
We are.
red carpet.
It's kind of like a little after party vibes. That's all I'll say for now.
You keep it locked.
But guys, make sure you come back tomorrow because we have a big new cast member, new member of
New member
the
of the
Hurry
show.
Up.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to have 4 cheers here.
Oh,
We're going to have maybe a little
that's all we'll say.
W eating. Make sure you come and watch this one. This one is going to be a doozy. Till then, I got to get my suit on. They got to get their glad rags on. We got to go.
Peace.